my friends. Welcome to God Focus this morning. The title of today's episode, After Darkness is Freedom. Most know the story of Jonah, how he was disobedient and ended up in the belly of a fish for 3 days and 3 nights. This is symbolic of how Jesus was in the heart of the earth for 3 days and 3 nights after he was crucified. Many around the world are being plunged into communication blackouts and power outages. A lot happens in the darkness. In the middle of it, we must hold on tightly to our faith that God has got us and will see us through. Jonah realized the error of his ways in the darkness. He repented for being disobedient to God. He found a new purpose and direction before he was released from the fish. On the other side of the darkness, there was revival in Nineveh. After the crucifixion, the disciples were emotionally in a state of grief. The darkness was overwhelming. Jesus went into the pit of hell and took back the authority over the earth that Adam and Eve had given to Satan. He preached to the saints of old, and many came out of the grave with him. If we are in Jesus, we do not have to fear the dark. It is in the dark times that we grow deep roots. Look at a seed. When it is planted in the dark, that seed becomes a plant that makes its way out of the darkness. After that time of darkness, it will grow and produce fruit. It was the dark of night. God locked his people in during the last plague on Egypt. I was trying to imagine how those people must have felt. It must have been hard to stay inside knowing that people were dying all over the land. Imagine it to be a heavy spiritual darkness, one that you can feel in the air. The darkness of night turned to daybreak. They were free to make their own choices. They came out of the darkness with wealth that had been stolen from them for generations by Egypt. We as the body of Christ have been plunged into a spiritual darkness, a crisis almost. Many in the body do not really believe God. They give him lip service, but are more in love with their church and its activities than they are Jesus. They have a pastor who spins encouraging themes and pumps them up for the week. Now go live your best life. Many will not be equipped to withstand what is facing us. It is time we put on the armor of God and pray for strength to endure the darkness. If we can hold on just a little while longer, God himself is going to set us free from the brokenness of the church. He will divide those who believe in him from those who want the reputation of being a good person. He wants people who follow him in good times and in bad times. People who understand that sometimes you have to walk through the dark passage to get to the light. I personally went through a dark period of depression. I came out the other side with a new strength and understanding of my life and purpose. I'm thankful for the dark time of my life. It made me who I am. I know I can make it as long as I hold on to Jesus, for he is our strength and he is our peace. We must remember that in the darkness, Jesus is the light. In the darkness, the church is supposed to be the light. It is time we let our light shine into the darkness and push back fear, anxiety, and depression. Paul and Silas were put in prison for preaching the gospel. They had been beaten and were in the inner cell. This is where they put the most dangerous prisoners, ones that they didn't want to escape. Things appeared dark, but in the midnight hour, they began to pray and sing praises to God. The lesson lies in their actions. They had every reason to be down and discouraged. They were in physical pain, but they prayed and sang praises to God. Prayer and praise is our source of warfare that can change the darkness of our circumstances. They end up leading the lost to Christ at that prison when God sent an earthquake that shook everything loose. Their bands fell off and the cell doors were opened. The best examples of darkness to light and freedom is when we accept Jesus into our lives and tell him we want him to be Lord. He in turn fills us with his spirit and his light. It doesn't matter what we face as long as we look to the Lord. He will see us through the darkness. We will come out of the other side better than we went into the dark. We as the body of Christ have to stand together and stand strong, remembering to pray for our president and those in our government that are trying to fight this evil trafficking of children and all the many evils around this world. A lot of people are totally oblivious to the fact that any of this is even going on. So we have to stand strong and pray for eyes to be opened and for God's will to be done. Thanks for watching. Until next time, be bold, be brave, and keep your God focus. Always keep your God focus. Like, share, and subscribe for more encouragement. Have a wonderful day.